Hey, everybody, this is Shelly, your mouthy mama at Talking Trash and Truths. And I was thinking today, I was watching, rewatching, I should say, What is a Woman by Matt Walsh. And I started thinking, what would happen if I took a gender quiz? Like, since they all seem to be out there, and there's a ton of them out there, I was actually wondering that. Um, if this is such an issue, I want to see how accurate these things are. So I plan to take a quiz and let you guys watch, and we'll see what it says. Alrighty. So bear with me. Okay, so let's read this. This is gender quiz. What is your true gender identity? For this gender quiz, there are 8 results you can receive. 8 results. Stop. Ranging from cis male, which I hate, to two spirit, third gender. We've got all the major gender identities covered. In case you're unfamiliar, here are some short explanations of the gender identities found in the gender quiz below. Cis male, cis man, a non trans man. Assigned sex at birth was male and whose gender identity aligns with that. Cis female, cis woman, a trans woman, a non-trans woman, I'm sorry, assigned sex at birth was female and whose gender identity aligns with that. Gender fluid, a person who does not identify themselves as having a fixed gender. Neutroi, gender queer, does not identify as female or male and would prefer to remain neutral. Okay. Pangender, a person not limited to one gender and may encompass all genders at once. This person may identify as a countless number of separate identities and or feels very comfortable with different kinds of gender labels. Okay. Transmasculine refers to people who are assigned female at birth but identify with masculinity. This may mean enhancing physical traits to be closer to that of a man or taking part in activities that are typically geared toward the male gender. Transfeminine, similar to transmasculine, this is an umbrella term for people who were assigned male at birth but identify with femininity. Typically, the feminine side is much more prominent in all aspects of this person's life, behavior, and personality. Two spirit, third gender. The term two spirit was originally coined by the Zuni tribe, stating that an individual who has masculine and feminine characteristics, external and internal, is a person of the third gender. Two spirit individuals do not choose between female and male, but rather utilize the traits of each identity and display them in a way that feels most comfortable. So, which is your true identity? Take the gender quiz below to find out. Let's, shall we? Are you anatomically male or female? I am a female. Does your personal style conform to the sex you were born as? Just like a man. Yes, I'm pretty girly. My style is the opposite of my born sex. My personal style doesn't indicate what sex I was born as. It depends on how I feel each day. My style is a combination of both genders. No, it doesn't indicate what sex I was born as. How do you feel about traditional gender roles? Male and female roles should be fused together as one. They can be unfair. I don't have a problem with them. They need to be eliminated entirely. They can be suffocating. Um, why are they all negative? They all seem negative. Okay, I don't have a problem with them. How Oh, wait. Do you ever find yourself explaining your gender identity to others? No. Uh, the the choices are: it depends on the type of people I'm with, never, only when I dress differently from my assigned sex, I explain myself often, here and there. Never. I have never had to say I was a girl. Is gender identity a result of biology or environmental factors? It's based off more than biology and environment combined, a combination of the two, more biology than environmental, more environmental than biology. It doesn't matter. You are who you are. Gender identity, it's biology. Does creativity play a role in expressing your gender identity? When it comes to my physical presentation, uh, yes, but in a way I can't describe. Yes, but in a way other people don't understand. Not usually. It plays a large role in many different ways. Uh, does creativity? No, not usually. I'm going to say not usually. What makes you feel comfortable with yourself? Dressing the way I want to dress, being creative with my style and choices, not conforming to what others expect of me, knowing I'm in control of my everyday choices, being who I've always been. What makes you feel comfortable with this? I mean, more than one of those. Dressing the way I want to dress, not conforming to what others expect of me, mm, being who I've always been. Yeah, being who I've always been. Would you be willing to participate in a drag show? It's not for me, no, but only because it's a lot of pressure. I would be up for it. I already performed in drag, depends on the theme of the show. Yeah, it's not for me. What makes you beautiful on the inside? My versatility, something else. My ability to challenge what feels wrong or unfair. My courage to be myself with no limitations. My ability to connect with and understand different identities. My ability to accept those different from me. What makes you beautiful on the inside? My ability to challenge. Courage to be myself without. I don't. Something else. I don't know. None of those things make me feel beautiful and say calculating results. Dun, da, da. I am trans. You are a trans feminine assigned a male sexual identity at birth. No, I wasn't. Did they not? The first question they asked, are you male or female? The fuck? Is this only for men? Maybe this is only for men. Well, this sucked. Okay. So, do you feel it was accurate? Nope. Cat, what are you doing? Oh, I'm about to get attacked by a cat from the windowsill. Damn it. Nope. 88% of the people decided that this quiz was crap. All right. So, let's try a different one. Oh, please tell me it's. Oh, there we go. All right. Well, we took that one. Gender identity. We could do this one. This is at psycho test. They might have been better to call it a psych test, not a psycho test. I've taken those. I've passed. Take from that what you will. All right. So the hold on. Get down. Get down. Pain in my butt. Get down. Cat is driving me crazy. By birth. All right. So take gender identity test online. By birth, I am a biological female. Have you ever used hormone therapy to change your body? No, unless you count birth control. When reflecting on my gender, I can think for a long time or get upset. No, that made no sense. Do you think traditional gender roles are useless relic of the past? Are the only correct ones? Should be expanded with other options? I mean, they're not the only correct ones, but I don't think the other two apply. Do you think your life could be better if your gender was different at birth? Without any doubt, gender assigned at birth does not stop me from choosing my gender. Ew. I wouldn't like to identify myself as either gender. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm happy with the way things are. Yeah, I'm happy with the way things are. I'm a girl. I like girly stuff, but I'll also punch you right in your face like a dude. Have you changed your appearance to the opposite gender appearance in a private setting? No. Nope. I never wanted to dress up like a dude. Like the whole thing. No. I'm a very emotional person. True. You're very true. Strangers may mistake me for a person of the opposite sex. False. Never. Uh, People often jump to the wrong conclusion about my sexual orientation, about my feelings, about my gender, about my abilities. Hard to answer. People often jump to the wrong conclusions about my feelings. I don't know why they assign all these horrible things to me. It annoys me having to choose my gender in the first place, that people don't understand my gender, having to hide my true gender, non existent genders, hard to answer. It annoys me. I, I would say it annoys me having to choose my gender in the first place. My gender is my gender. That word sounds so weird. Oh, there's more. 11. I have a lot of clothes and shoes in my wardrobe. Yeah. My appearance is masculine, feminine, both masculine and feminine, both masculine, sometimes feminine, sometimes masculine, sometimes feminine. Hard to say. No, I look feminine. I look like a girl. Are you comfortable using the bathroom for the gender assigned to you at birth? Yes. I treasure my old diary and my favorite childhood toys. I mean, yeah, I still have all my favorite childhood toys. In a conflict situation, my behavior is rather masculine. Um, well, no, I'm going to put hard to categorize because I fight physically like a man, but I fight psychologically like a woman, um, which means I'll use any tool at my disposal. Uh, I don't like shopping. That is so false. I just don't like going shopping. Life is much easier when one has no gender. They openly declare their gender. Their gender is the same as the gender assigned at birth, and one changes their gender often. Their gender is the same as their gender assigned at birth. When it comes to my style, I would like to combine elements of men's and women's clothing, hairstyles, and stuff like that. Sometimes look like a man, sometimes like a woman, sometimes look like a man, sometimes like a woman, sometimes like something else. I would like to meet others' expectations, look like a person of the opposite sex. Um, Meet others' expectations. I don't dress for other people. I dress for me. I guess I could combine them. I mean, they don't really give any good options. It's kind of biased. It's beautiful to find out how people of a different gender feel, to constantly change your gender, constantly change your gender. Words are hard. To not belong to any gender, to combine many genders. Many? There's many now? Be happy with the gender assigned by birth. It's beautiful to be happy with the gender assigned by birth. You are who you are. God. I believe that astrology and palm reading can really reveal the truth. Sure. Somebody knows what they're doing. I believe in reincarnation and soul immortality. I mean, I believe in my immortal soul, but I don't necessarily believe that I'm always going to be reincarnated. Yeah, right. Why not? Choose the most appropriate statement. I feel guilty about my gender all the time. I'm happy that my gender is the same as the one assigned at my birth. I have the right not to choose any gender. I have the right to change my gender. I am happy that my gender is the same as the one assigned at my birth. Choose the most appropriate statement. The concept of gender must become a thing of the past. A person can be anything regardless of gender. Gender determines a lot in people's lives. I think gender determines a lot. It does. People may not like me because I differ from the generally accepted gender stereotypes. I can't choose one gender. I don't like I don't look according to my biological sex. I don't fit into any gender. I believe that there are only two genders. Yes, I believe there are only two genders. Which characteristic best describes you? I have a subtle sense of what people of other genders are experiencing. I destroy gender stereotypes. I do not belong to any of the genders. I'm stronger than I should be according to my gender assigned at birth. Most often, I correspond to my gender assigned at birth. Choose the most appropriate statement. I feel like I'm a mixture of two sexes, sometimes more masculine, sometimes more feminine. Today, I feel like a man, tomorrow, like a woman. The day after tomorrow, neither one nor the other. I do not see myself neither as man or a woman. I am something else. These are my behavior and style most often correspond to my gender assigned at birth. Yes, that one. Thank you. I am fond of extreme sports. No, I'm really not. The hardest thing in my life is constant loneliness, being misunderstood by others, mood swings, having conformed to stereotypes. Um, Mood swings. Yeah, definitely the mood swings. I prefer to work with mechanisms and electronics, design and art, hunting and fishing, dancing and vocals. I prefer to work with design and art. I just can't anymore. I am well versed in world history and economics. False. Result. Your gender is cisgender female. I hate that word. Cis. Ugh. This means your gender identity matches your female sex assigned at birth. You express your gender roles through your feminine traits, hobbies, interests, emotional behavior, of course. Cisgender female, as well as any other gender, can be of any sexual or romantic orientation. Please note that no online test can give 100% reliable results. Well, at least this one was slightly better. Jesus. So, these people are writing in like, why you lying? Why? What if you lie? Why would you take a quiz just to lie? I don't understand that. Somebody explain it to me. Okay, so I took the 2 quizzes. The first one was absolute crap. I mean, and there was only like what, 9 or 10 questions? They weren't even like specific questions. They were just, I don't know, that was weird. And then the second one um, had 30 questions. It was much more specific. And um, it gendered me correctly as a, you know, as a female, as a cis female. I hate that word, cis. I won't use it. I am not a womb carrier. I am not a breeder. I'm a woman. I'm female and I'm a woman. I was born female. I will die female. And I have experienced things as a woman that another gender could not understand. I mean, there's a reason why women we turn on each other, yeah, but we usually know what other women are going through because we've been there in a way that men just can't. The same way men do things that women just can't fathom. I will never understand how men can think of nothing, just nothing. Like they can just clear their head and literally sit there and just watch a football game or anything else and just empty headed, completely la la la, like nothing. It's just an echo chamber, like just wind in there. Even at my most relaxed, I have at least 10 dialogues going in my head with myself to talk about like the different things that I have to do, different ideas. There's a song going around in there. There's a dance thing that like a memory that I have. And then there's other, like, it's all in there all at once and it's all going. And I'm talking about this. And sometimes that's why I like go like, and I go off on a tangent and I'm like, what am I talking about? It's because one of those other thoughts jumped the shark and jumped in front. And now he's in charge. And I'm talking about him. And I'm like, no, wait, that's not what I want to talk about. Go back to the other. But just like now, men can think of nothing. I don't get it. How do you do that? I would love to learn to do that. But I think I would get addicted to it. I would want to think of nothing all the time. How relaxing that must be. Oh. As it is, I never relax. I'm always in like this hyper aware, hyper focused sense of like fight or flight. And with me, it's, um, fight, flight, or freeze. Like those are my three. But I hate freezing because it makes me feel so goddamn helpless. Um, I usually go with fight when I can't um, fly away, when I can't flee. If I don't have a way out, or if I know that I'm not leaving, that's when the anger comes. That's when every reaction is going to be fight, 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 fight. It's like, you know, the beginning of Ricada's intro when he goes, fight, 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 fight. Hypocrisy. Like, that's the thing though. I'm angry, 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 angry. I fight, 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 fight. And the hypocrisy is that people view me as being very, very angry when they're the ones making me that way. So if you're not giving me an out, anger is my only other, thing. So, but I've started trying to, think things through more, not react so quickly. We'll see how that goes. Just come along on that journey with me, would you? So, okay, so we already established that men think differently, and women, obviously, we think differently, but we also react differently. Like, you tell a man that something's going on, at work or whatever, and this bitch is giving me a problem, and blah, 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 blah. And he listens and he gives you like advice for a solution usually. That's not what we're looking for. We already know how we're going to handle it. That's not what we want. What we want you to be there for. We want you to just agree and be like, "Fuck that bitch." Like, like I hate her. I hate her too. That bitch, that crazy bitch. What are you going to do? That's what we want. We want you to ask us and don't solve the problem for us unless we ask you to. Listen to what we want to do. Like, how about you ask? What you going to do? You got something going on? Like, you thinking of something? What's going on, girl? Let me help. Let me help. That's what we want. We want a partner in crime. That's what every woman wants. But we have to get that with our girlfriends, right? And then you wonder why the girlfriends know all your business because you're making me go to her to get even with people. So, if you were my partner in crime, you'd know all the secrets and nobody would know shit about you. So, there you go. But that's just me. But anyway, back to this gender thing. I never thought, not for 1 minute growing up, "Oh, I feel like a boy today." Never. Never. My cousin Mikey used to call me "it" because he'd say, "You're not a he, you're not a she, you're an it," because it would make me cry. Because I would literally sit there and go, "I'm a girl," and I'd just cry and cry, and he would be like, "Oh, you're an it, you're an it, you're an it." What a jerk. I love him to death, but, oh god, he was a menace. He knew exactly what buttons to push. Ugh. It was mm. But yeah, no, I was a tomboy. I played football. I was tiny, but I played football with the guys. They didn't, well, now looking back, they didn't mind tackling me. Yeah, of course they didn't. But I wasn't thinking that then. I always hung out with the boys, but that was because I didn't trust girls. I still don't. I love women. I like women. I have female friends, kind of. I have 3 female friends for years and years and years, and I can tell them anything, these 3. I have other female friends that I've been friends with for years and years, but, I don't really divulge secrets to them. I don't really have that many secrets anyway, if any. I'm sure I have some, but I'd have to think hard on it, and then I'd probably just tell you, and it wouldn't be a secret anymore. Um, I don't like skeletons in the closet. I like to make my skeletons come out and do a little conga line. Like, hey, 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 she needs Jesus. But yeah, no. I climbed trees. I worked in a gas station. I didn't care if I had grease underneath my nails. I didn't care, about any of that. That wasn't important. What was important was that my family was proud of the job I did. They were proud of how capable I was. Granted, they never said that, but I assume they were proud of me. They better have been proud of me. I worked my ass off all those years. But never once when I went fishing or when I was, you know, chasing freaking toads and, playing with like turtles and like, all that shit. Never once did I think, oh, I must be a boy. Never. I've had my children's names picked out since I was 3. All I ever wanted to be was your traditional female in a traditional role, the matriarch, the one who runs the house and, has the babies. And I wanted all the babies, all the babies I wanted. I wanted to have like 12. That's all I ever wanted. So to see these people out here pushing for harm to come to others. They're pushing what could be a phase or just some confusion, maybe some trauma. They're pushing for life changing decisions at a time when everything should be like, oh, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Because when you're a teenager or pre-adolescent, every day is a year long, and every single thing that happens is the end of the world. Your life depends on this phone call. Your life depends on this text message. My life is over. I have a pimple in the middle of my forehead and I have to go to school and they're going to call me a unicorn or whatever. Trust me, it passes. It passes. Bad things happen at school. You know, you get your period, you get up, you don't know you got your period, but the person behind you now does. So it's like, yeah, we've all done that. We've all been climbing and like ripped something. I used to rip my jeans whenever I tried to like climb up on the shelves because you're not meant to just put one foot up and try to jump up about 2.5 feet. Uh, Not in those kind of jeans. Those were the no stretch, no give. Okay, fuck it. I'm ripping because they're tight as fuck jeans. Um, that only happened to me once, by the way. I said fuck it and went home. I didn't care. I didn't care that it was 11 o'clock in the morning. I went to my government teacher. And I was like, listen, my pants are ripped. I got my period. I got to go home. And he was like, go, goodbye. And I just didn't come back. I was like, fuck today. And I went upstairs and went to sleep. Um, that was high school, my senior year of high school for me. I did what the fuck I wanted. But again, when I went to high school, yeah, it was 1992. And I had a habit of wearing a blazer to school because that was like the style or whatever. But I couldn't wear like a tank top under it like I normally would because I'd wear, like a tank top with jeans, shit kicker boots, and the blazer with like the sleeves rolled up. And I was cute. I was always cute. But to go to school, you had to wear a full shirt. And so I'd put on like a button down shirt. And one day this kid was like, he goes, why are you dressed like a dude? I was like, what? He goes, isn't that like you're just like a guy, like it's a business suit? I was like, because I'm wearing a shirt and a jacket, I look like a dude. And he was like, well, no, obviously you got tits. He was like, you don't look like a dude. He was like, but those are like boys' clothes. I was so offended because it was a girl's blazer, it was a girl's shirt, and they were girl jeans, like female jeans. And I was like, wait a minute, what? Like, you're not allowed to own all the clothes in the world. Like, these are all girls. Hell, the freaking jacket was like this shiny kind of um material because my grandmother ironed it and she shouldn't have. And she made it shiny. So it was like, "Argh," and it was my favorite blazer. And I was like, fuck it, it's gonna be shiny because it's my favorite blazer. It's comfortable as shit. It had pockets for my cigarettes and everything. So I mean, I was good. But I was really offended because I was like, not for nothing, but it's tailored in at my waist. How do I look like? It bothered me so much. So much. I never wore that combination again. I would wear the blazer with the tank top so that like it's like boobs. And even though they were like A cup, it was still you could still see I had boobs. Plus it was a white tank top usually. That always looks really good under a black blazer. But yeah, no, I was so upset that they thought that he thought that I was dressing like a boy. And I did. I spent the rest of that year dressing a little bit more feminine for the whole rest of the year. Like I went shopping that weekend with my mother and I was like, no, I need like really like satiny things and just frills everywhere and whatever. And that's what I did. I had poet shirts. I had a lot of like lacy things. I mean, pretty lacy, not old lady lacy, but like, lace across like the chest. Um, things got tighter. I wore tighter things, shorter things because it really, really offended me. And the thing is, I'm not a person who's easily offended, but it so destroyed my confidence for him to have said that, that I had to go out and prove to myself that I was, still girly. I was like, all right, maybe that wasn't a good look for me. But it was a really good look for me. And I'm pissed now that I let him get to me like that, the little jerk. Anyway, yeah, I have this thing about making decisions for people, kids, or letting them make the decision. Why can't you just do as everyone has done before and let time work its magic? Let them grow up, let them develop. Then, when their brains and their personalities and everything are all there, and they've had a lot of therapy because they're obviously feeling some type of way, then let them, look into it. Let them entertain the idea, and take it wherever they want to, because now they're not just over 18, they're grown. They have a sense of what life is really about. And stop babying these kids. Jesus. When I grew up, it wasn't about all the what the kids were feeling. I mean, granted, we grew up a little angry, but we grew up, to last. We grew up to survive, and thank God. You need to thank God that we're still here, because snowflakes ain't going to do it. I was really curious as to what this quiz and the other quiz, would confirm or deny or whatever, because I've never ever once in life wondered what my gender was. I never wondered what my mother's gender was, my father's, my uncle's, any of my cousins. I didn't wonder if I was a puppy. I didn't think I was a lizard person. I didn't think any weird shit. The only thing I ever hoped and prayed for was that I was adopted. That was the only fucking thing. I didn't have one doubt about my gender. I didn't have one doubt about my sexual orientation either. I hate to tell you. The only thing I had doubt about was my parentage, like my lineage, because there's no way I come from those people. There's just no way. I'm not like any of them, especially the one that I shut out of. But yeah, no, I allegedly shot out of. I still don't believe it. I have the birth records and everything. I still don't believe it. I think they switched babies. I don't know, guys. I want to be understanding, because there's a part of me that always does the bleeding heart kind of, oh, let people be themselves. That's not my problem. I don't have a problem with somebody, you know, working out what their gender is if they have genuine issues with it. But these all seem manufactured. It seems like a trend. And it's it's so destructive and so divisive, and it's incendiary because people get angry. I don't want anybody to struggle with their gender. I really don't. Hell, that whole song, what is it? I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I would love that shit. I would love if everybody just got along and was happy with who they were, and they didn't worry about, their attractiveness. They didn't worry about their intelligence. They didn't worry about their gender. They didn't worry about their financial status. I would love it if those were not things that defined people, that gave them pause or gave them pain or gave them overinflated sense of, greatness, because some people think very little of themselves and some people think way too much of themselves. And then you have like a couple people who fall in the middle. Um, I know they call that like the average, but your average person is not average. Everybody thinks more on one end or the other, or doesn't think at all. That happens. But I digress. No, I forgot where I was going with that, but it doesn't really matter. My whole point of this is I don't want people to have issues with this kind of thing. I wish I had an answer for you guys. I really do. I really wish uh, I could say, I just want everybody to feel the way they feel and be who they want to be. But that's not the case. You can't change reality. And I think that's a huge problem, especially with their movement, is that they're twisting reality to fit their narrative. Like they're creating a reality and they're forcing other people to try to live in their reality. And if you don't live their reality, you're punished. You're labeled transphobic, you're labeled this, you're labeled that, you're picked on. And it's terrible because I don't think anybody deserves to be bullied at all. I don't think anybody deserves to be really put down like that or be that close minded. And when I say close minded, I'm not talking about us, like your average Joe. I'm talking about the trans community because you all want us to accept your pronouns, accept your gender, classification, accept your identity for the day sometimes. And you don't want us to mislabel you at all, but yet you insist on calling us cis. We're not cis anything. We're either male or female. We're men, we're women. We're the OGs, okay? We're the template. We don't adapt to you. You adapted from us. We don't have the problem. You're creating the problem. And nobody's willing to talk about that. Nobody's willing to turn around and say that this community is targeting your average, straight or even, gay, male or female. Like, don't try to, shove that down my belief system, I'm going to say. Like, you can't make me do something the same way I can't make you do something. And I shouldn't want to or try to the same way you shouldn't. Don't change what I am called. You have no right to it. If you're not happy with who you are, you got to deal with that yourself. I'm very happy with who I am. I mean, I'm not. I'm always working on myself, but I refuse to be called a cis anything. Or, like I said, a breeder, a womb bearer, a bleeder, any of those lovely things that they've come up with. Now, I am a woman. I went through all the stages of girlhood and womanhood, and I am coming upon the end of my fertility, of what I looked forward to growing up as a woman. I can't have babies anymore. That doesn't make me less of a woman. That just brings me into the next stage of my womanhood. The stage where it doesn't matter, you know, what I say too much because my beliefs aren't going to change. I'm not out to hurt anybody. I'm not out to offend anybody. And if I do, well, oh well. But I'm at that stage where I know who I am. I know why I know who I am. I know what I've gone through to get here. And I'm proud of who I am. And I'm not going to allow anybody to take any of that away from me. You don't get to call me whatever names you decide to call me. You will show me that respect. The same way I will show you as much respect as I can in this reality. But asking me to accept things that are not true, I can't do that. But I would like to have the conversation. I really would. Without yelling, without name calling. I just want to have a conversation. So if anybody wants to do that, you let me know. And I will be more than happy to talk to you. Anyway, this was fun and I got really serious, but it is a serious topic. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to a lot of people that I know. Just, leave the kids alone. Not my kid. I thank God my kids don't think like that. I don't have that problem. I mean, I have 99 problems, but that shit ain't one. So, to anybody out there who needs to talk or who wants to share their experience, please leave a comment, send me an email, whatever. If you like this content, please like the video. And if I've earned your subscription, please hit subscribe. To all those who already subscribed, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I hope that you took this with the good intentions that it was meant. It was meant to be fun and just delve a little bit into my beliefs on where we stand with gender. And I think we did that. So I am going to leave you with that. Once again, hit the like, share this if you can, and please leave a comment. Let me know what you think in the bottom, and I will see you in the funny papers. Bye.